All right, so thanks for being here at the 22nd Hawaii iOS Developer Meetup. Today's the quote of the week is "Be a yardstick of quality." Some people aren't used to an environment where excellence is expected. And that's by Steve Jobs. We've got an upcoming meetup next week on June 1st. That's going to be covering core data, and that's with Adam Smith. He's apparently created an awesome presentation, so not to be missed. I'm going to scroll down a bit. Pro tips. So one I wanted to share today, this kind of came up in the last meetup where Ryan was doing some coding. So I'm just going to show how to open up a file within another window. So I'll bring up this one. So without leaving the code, I can just maybe jump into something like this. I want to open up the package Swift, but not lose view on this one. I can hold down the Alt key, Alt option.
Who are they?
They are, my understanding is developers that got together to create a makerspace for makers in Honolulu.
Coders. Hackers.
So last bit of housekeeping is that the bathroom is outside and to the right. The key is on the black lanyard right by the door. I'm going to blitz through these free tools because I've shared them many times. Spectacle.app.com is a window sharing or a window resizing plugin for your Mac. Screen Hero is good for pair programming, and they, if you're interested in getting an invite, just send me your email. It's going right. So tonight's agenda is going to be introductions, and followed by a kind of changing it up a bit tonight. I want to do like a 20-minute discussion of Foundation, the deep dive, with a few of the questions that you guys brought up, and then after that 20 minutes, I'd like to do 30 minutes of a mob programming challenge. What I did was I installed Exorcism on this computer. So I'm thinking if we could mob program, I think we could get one exercise done. If we get one done, maybe we could do two. Be a good way for us to kind of just add some stuff to it. Okay, so I think I covered all that. You guys mentioned you wanted to learn about leveraging localization within Foundation and also a comparison of UIKit to Foundation. So I got two links together, and maybe we could just dive into that and just have an open discussion. Definitely pick Jay's brain because he'll be able to help you out with some extending Foundation, that kind of stuff, right?
I'll try.
Yeah.
I don't know everything, but but what I could say about UIKit and Foundation is this. Foundation is the base class for all the API, and in fact, since Swift is open source, Foundation is really platform independent. It's all the stuff in some of the all the other methods for to do with OS related stuff is cross-platform between Linux and iOS. UIKit is built on Foundation, but it has stuff specifically for iOS.
Nice distinction. Thanks, Jay.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get any further or any deeper into Foundation, how about let's do introductions. So, a bit smaller. Okay, does anyone want to go first?
I can get. I'm going to like Swift. I'm sorry. This thing called content
CMS.
strategization, as well as programming with Agile, as working with Agile teams and things like that. And because I just want to learn more about Swift because I need to use that to make my app.
Okay.
And I'm actually doing a lot more programming now on Swift because I have a better basis for Swift.
Nice. Good to hear.
And
I just I add one thing in here, Kenji, on 68. So just if you wanted to share some kind of positive win that you had this week, be great. Add some positivity to the meetup.
Actually, there's no actual like one win. It's like I've actually like finished two apps,
nice.
small apps, just to do things like cat age. And
Oh, right on, right on.
Yeah.
And right now I'm working on finding a prime number.
Okay, cool. Right on. Thanks, Kenji.
Start off small.
Yeah.
Hey, John. Ryan, did you want to go next?
Sure. I'm Ryan. I'm originally from North Carolina, and I've been living in Honolulu for, I guess, 2 years now. Let's see. A recent win for me was that I figured out some stuff this week for working with C pointers in Swift, which was a pretty...
Unsafe mutable pointers, yes.
Yeah.
They're structs with pointer semantics.
Yeah, so there's a lot of confusing stuff in there that took me some time to wrap my head around, but I felt like I got a pretty good handle on it. So.
Well, do you mind sharing like what was the maybe there's a bunch of things, but what was maybe one primary way that you wrapped your head around it? Was it like a blog or?
So it's kind of the typical Stack Overflow route. I
Okay.
guess.
Okay. Just curious. Yeah. Yeah. Right on.
It was the type of thing where there's actually a lot of different ways to do it. To kind of get what I wanted out of it, I guess. But at the end of the day, what I was looking for was kind of how to turn things to and from pointers in a very specific typing, I guess.
Did this have to do with your enumeration issue?
So it wasn't the enumeration issue; it was a different one.
Okay.
But it turned out that there are several ways to do it, and only one of them actually worked the way that I wanted it to, which kind of surprised me.
What was that issue specifically?
I don't want to deep dive into it too much.
Okay.
But the issue specifically, let me think. Yeah, actually, I'll jump into it kind of later at the end.
Okay,
Sounds
sure.
good. Sounds good.
Yeah,
Right on.
I'm interested.
Okay.
Sure.
Anybody else want to do an introduction next? Jay?
Hi, Jay. I'm working on a massive program called HICapacity. It started in Swift. It's from 1.0 to 3.1 and whatever. And in fact, I'm also preparing it for put it on Linux server, since the base engine itself is platform independent. I'm just working on all the stuff right now currently with all the UI stuff, which is quote fun unquote. So I've been working on this for 3.5 years, and I'm gonna be leaving in end of June. I got a little reprieve.
Oh, nice.
But so that's what I've been doing. The recent wins is I made this pretty challenging piece working, and I just fixed up a crash. Finally got rid of the fatal error, unexpectedly found new unwrapping and optional value error. It was just uninitialized values.
Nice. I have just a follow-up question, Jay.
Go for it.
So we've been doing test-driven development with the tests and XC tests inside of Xcode. Have you had a chance to mess with any of the UI tests?
Not yet.
Just curious because you mentioned doing UI development.
No, what I do is basically run. What I do is just basically build my thing in Xcode and just build the whole thing and then test it out for real.
Oh, I see.
I like that because it's more user-based.
Right. Cool. Thanks, Jay. Introductions?
And I'm a masochist too.
Neil, you've been here for a few years. Early, you still in learning as much as I can. I guess I go in for the week. Start making a quiz app.
Nice. I'm really glad to hear that.
So yeah,
Right
and, specific towards like Swift, and thinking about once I get it polished enough, probably just put an app for it as a toy app and let you know. And the idea is like just a quiz about concepts from Swift.
Nice.
Just a couple like different barrels kind of like learn that way. Let's see what else. Sort of the exercise in IO, also a second way. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm stuck on the gigasecond.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think it's we're gonna start on 1 today, so you might be able to just jam it up. So yeah. Right on. Cool.
Amazing. Glad you mentioned last week.
Did you have so how was the setup process to you? Was it kind of complicated or?
No, just they have all the instructions on the page.
Right.
Like how to do it. Just have to. I guess you're not very familiar with terminal. Just have to. They even give you the instructions, so it's easy.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
not familiar
Just
with
copy
it.
and paste it. It's
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. So we're talking about the exorcism.io website that we talked about last week, and so our mob programming challenge tonight will be exorcism based. So we get a chance to walk through that as well tonight. Right on. Well, last thing, could you let us know when the app goes up on the App Store so we can download it?
As soon as I get done.
Right on.
Yeah.
Good.
So yeah,
Cool. All right, John, did you want to do an introduction?
Oh, sure. So I'm Joanne. I'm from the North Shore. What am I looking at? I'm stuck already. I'll share a win. I think it's a win. So someone approached me about getting an Android app made into an iOS app.
Nice.
So that would be challenging. The hardest part is probably getting the Android part going because I've never touched the Android before.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of fun. But it'll be a big challenge ahead.
Right
Because
on.
I've just kind of been, down here.
Do you you know a little bit of Android, or you're kind of learning Android as you shifted over to Swift?
Oh, I forgot the part about, I need to look at that, so I need to know how to,
Oh, you have to look into the Android code base.
yeah,
And
Oh,
then-
you're gonna be porting.
yeah,
Into an iOS app.
yeah. Any-
Fun.
Any advice would be welcome.
Yeah, if you could bring the code, it'd be really fun to just pick it apart, and see which way's into it. Yeah,
Oh, yes.
absolutely.
Bluetooth things.
Yeah, cool. It'd be nice to pair on that too, if you want to sometime. Yeah,
Yeah.
just to kind of take a look at it.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yukio, do you want to do an introduction or anything?
Pardon me. I'm Yukio. I am not a Swift developer. I am a JavaScript developer for the web. I've been programming for about 2 years. Right now, I'm just working on prepping for my move because I'm moving to Colorado pretty soon.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
I just hang out in the back and eat chicken.
Right on.
Funny.
And did you have a win for this week?
My win for this week, I passed all my classes for UH Manila.
Right
That's
on.
good. No F's, thank
Oh.
God.
All
The
right.
less that I know of.
Good.
Thanks for
Did you
being
get a
here.
job when you moving?
Family and possible job.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm David. I'm born and raised in this valley, working on the boxcar 2D thing with my friend Nick for an hour and a half last night, and we finally got the physics to render, so it was really a good time. Big win for me is my wife's been working just to kind of sum up 10 numbers as like part of something that she has to do. So what I did was I created an app that leverages Google Tesseract that uses OCR to take the picture, create the numbers from the picture, and then sum those up. My win is I submitted it to Apple this morning, so I'm really happy about that. And then once it gets posted, I'll probably share it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
And it was really good to have gone through the process in the meetup of, submitting to Apple, seeing all the gotchas and everything. So
Yeah, yeah.
within 30 minutes, I had it, submitted to Apple, and I was like, yes, it was a
Yeah,
solid way to start the
mine's
day.
is a little bit more complex because there's few things. If you have more stuff, it can get more complex.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell about the submission process and like
Yeah.
after.
Absolutely, yeah.
We could go over that again
Yeah.
later.
I'll make a note, yeah. Okay. All right. So thanks for the introductions. Thanks for being here. Before we go into the foundation topics, does anyone have any questions they want to just kind of put on the list? So maybe we cover them? Or if not, we can just dive right into it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So foundation started off with a discussion of how it's kind of the base class. We also talked about, Che brought up the fact that foundation, today I kind of wanted to conduct it as an open discussion. Che mentioned the fact that everything's based on foundation. It is open source, and then it's compiled for specific different
OSs.
operating systems, right?
Okay, let me be more specific.
Okay.
Because foundation comes with your is because they're porting the Objective C foundation based on the C core foundation instead of Objective C. Well, thank you. That really helps. It's being all written in Swift. It's independent of the Objective C runtime, the open source version, and eventually, you know what I mean. So that Linux, because there is no Linux Objective C runtime in Linux, they're
Right.
doing all in Swift.
And there is a Swift runtime in Linux now.
No, it's the compiler. There's no Objective C runtime in Swift. It's completely compiled.
Okay, so
completely-
and that's the distinction between the open source code versus the compiled bytecode. Would you call it bytecode?
No, Swift is completely compiled.
Okay.
There is a for the Swift playgrounds, it does have a just-in-time compiler. for the playgrounds in this app plus on the playgrounds in Xcode.
Okay.
But it's not the same as, because most apps you build is completely compiled, no GIT or anything like that.
Okay. Would you? Is there interest in continue talking about this aspect of it?
Yeah, dive into LLVM.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
an LLVM topic. It's an LLVM topic.
It's a hot topic right now, most like some of the podcasts too, and like different commands, I guess, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Is there anything specific coming up that you want to talk about, or you can do
Uh,
some research on, or?
no, I haven't. I'll have to like do research, but we just talk about it, LVM,
Yeah, sure.
and what it is, and the importance that LVM is for Swift and what it does.
Well,
Sure.
Lattner is the creator of both Swift and the LLVM. Well, and he's still a core. If you thought he left Apple, he's still a core member of the Swift team.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
like
I actually found out his wife is, I think, the chairperson of the LLVM coalition or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
both of them. But the thing about it is, well, and like I said, and after all, he used his own product to create another language.
Mhm.
Think about it. Lattner created both LLVM and Swift based on.
I guess I'm struggling with it a bit in terms of the conceptualization of LLVM is a virtual machine, right? That's what the VM stands for.
Yes.
So I'm finding it difficult to find a in point to this discussion. Like,
Okay. Yeah, it is a bit of it's a compiler infrastructure,
okay,
really. Yeah. They used to call it low-level virtual machine, but it kind of grew into something much bigger than that.
okay,
Yes, you can compile to block code and you can compile to native code as well.
okay,
You can do both.
with LLVM.
Yes.
Okay. So anyone have any questions? I have a ton.
Go. Yeah, it is a fairly complex topic.
Did you have something to say, Joe?
A really dumb question. Like, what does that have to do with foundation?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I guess so. The question that's, I guess, most interesting to me is
Go for it.
Foundation is open source. And let's
Yes.
specifically talk about the open source aspect of it. When I step into some code where I can't even think of something that's already going to be compiled, like a framework or a library.
It is. Foundation is a library.
Right. But I can access that code directly and I can update that code and extend that code, right? Because it's open source.
Yes.
But let's say, like, AV Foundation, for example, you can't go into it, right?
No, that's Apple's. So
That's the distinction I want to discuss, if possible.
Some of them are OS specific, like AV Foundation, but the Foundation class for Objective-C and Swift, the Swift version is definitely open source. It's a core library that's built beyond the Swift standard library.
I guess the term open source to me is, I'm thinking like it's editable, it's accessible, you can go into it and see how it actually functions.
Yes.
Versus it being closed source. But I think for me, it's a distinction of open source versus closed source versus compiled versus like not compiled.
No.
Does that make sense?
Okay. You can actually see the entire library at swift.org.
Right.
And that'll tell you what's been implemented in the Linux and what's not.
Okay.
That's the library that UIKit uses, plus iOS specific stuff.
Okay.
UIKit is built on top of Foundation with stuff that's specific to the OS.
So it's a perfect time. I remember you mentioned wanting to do some kind of distinction between UIKit and Foundation, right? Does this kind of lead into any questions that you have specifically about it?
I guess my question specific for Foundation is like, what will be probably like the primary methods that you use out of Foundation, like the common methods that you use, and what kind of other methods / functions, like can you access like the Foundation that will be essential for like an app? Because I understand UIKit, anything that has to do then with UI related, just buttons, text fields, and all that will come out of UIKit.
Yeah.
But then Foundation, what are like the I don't know, the main things that you want to use Foundation for.
Okay, like here's the interesting fact that Swift, like the certain Swift types can be bridged to the Objective-C types, which are found in Foundation, like NSArray and NSSet, which has a bit more features than the Swift equivalents.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But you gotta be careful on how you use those. Because they're quite complex, but you can actually access them through Swift by bridging. Some of the Swift types, like arrays, can bridge to the Foundation class equivalents.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty tricky topic to
Yeah,
discuss.
it because would you say, I mean, we're not the language designers, right? But Foundation is being ported from Objective-C to Swift, right? And there are certain attributes of what is already in Objective-C's Foundation that have not been implemented inside of Swift's Foundation.
Swift, that's for the open source with the Linux version.
Okay.
Okay, it's a little messy. I didn't explain it very well because the open source version, basically, because for now, Foundation in the Darwin, basically the Apple, Mac OS and iOS, is actually built using the Foundation running on Objective-C.
Okay.
The Linux version is all Swift, 100% Swift.
Okay.
And without the Objective-C runtime. So it's still a work in progress.
Okay.
It does kind of describe it in the core libraries. You know, go to the GitHub page, in the status page, they'll tell you what's going on there.
Okay.
So I'm understanding anything that starts with an S is part of Foundation.
Yes.
Right. Like,
Yes.
So whenever you have
Like NSArray.
NS object with bridge command
Yes.
one for anything that you want to do,
Yes.
like either enumeration or like equation.
Exactly.
Okay.
And most of the Swift objects are bridged to it, but not all the time. They made some changes in Swift 3 that avoids the implicit conversions, and the compiler will warn you about some of those things. Yes, this is a pretty heavy topic.
Yeah, it is.
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
So what is the purpose of using Foundation if you're using Swift? Or would you use Foundation?
Actually, if you have to act, this is where you need to use Foundation is, if you're going to be writing like iOS code, because a lot of the class libraries, like the NS object, the UI, all the iOS stuff, the OS specific UI stuff based on Foundation, that's where you have to use it.
No, but isn't it already in the UI kit, so you don't actually have to access the Foundation?
Yes, it does it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Because Foundation is included with the UI kit, so you don't have to import
It's like
both.
the under layer, right?
Yeah.
So in other words, the UI kit, there's Foundation here, and then you got UI kit, and UI kit actually overlaps into Foundation with much of the Foundation functions, minus some of the things that they didn't think was usable for the Swift side.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's more of an extension because Swift has more features than Objective-C, like generics and a few other stuff,
Right.
and the
Okay.
functional programming aspects.
So do we have to actually invoke Foundation, anything that we have to use in Swift?
If you're using command line Swift, like code without any of the UI, yes. But if you're using UIKit, you just say import UIKit and you're fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Or if you're using any code that uses Objective-C stuff,
Yes, then you have
then you'll want to interface
like
with
NS object, then you have to use Foundation.
Okay.
Mhm.
So if you're using strictly Swift things, you don't really need to touch the Foundation to do anything, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay,
But
it's
if you
coming a
need-
little
but-
clearer to me now.
But the thing about it is, I would recommend import it because there are some neat Foundation objects that are very powerful, like the sort descriptors and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are some things that I found that are that are NS things that you have like a little bit more functionality that's not built into Swift.
Not yet, anyways. It's
Yeah.
gonna take a while.
Yeah. So like
Yes, it is.
even NS object has some things built into it that a like default Swift object wouldn't have built into it.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And you need the NS object to do certain things like creating view controllers and table views and the tables it has to be, your data source has to be a dentist object anyways. That's a whole different story.
Well, thanks for the education. Are there any other questions in regards to foundation?
Nope. That pretty much cleared it up.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So we went about 26 minutes into that one. How about we shift it over? Maybe let's take a 5-minute break to just cool off a bit. If you need to use the bathroom, you can. Then we'll come back at actually just come back at 6:30, and then we'll start up the mob programming challenge. We'll go from there. Okay. But keep in mind we're still streaming, so just a heads up. If you don't need a break, does anybody just want to get right into it?
I can go. Yep.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
I'm resting.
All right, so I've got the mob programming challenge queued up already in Xcode. How about a show of hands of who wants to participate tonight? It's going to be very straightforward. Okay. And if you want to later on jump in, feel free to.
Okay.
Here we go. So I'm going to get this, where's my mouse? Up on the screen. So this has been pulled from Exorcism. I'll change the.
Small.
That's like two point.
Way too small.
Let's go for, how about this one?
That's
Edition
That's
large.
good.
Okay, so same way we did last week. It's test-driven development. The solution's going to go in here, and the test has been written right here. So how about, does anyone just want to go first? Anyone just raise your hand? Okay, then how should we figure this out? How about, let's go clockwise. I'll go first. How's that sound? Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And then, Kenji, did you want to mob program too?
Well, I'm not sure my coding's up to it.
Well, it'll only be 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
I'll try.
Okay, so here we go, and I'll go first. So start it at, let's do 3 minutes, and here we go. All right, so here's our tests. So I'm looking at it. I'm happy to just take suggestions as they come. I'm just gonna run the test. I'm sure they're not gonna pass. Okay, filled, failed. So I see red. I see that I need to probably create a Hello World class. So I'm gonna double click that, pull in Hello World, and I'll just put it. Okay, so Hello World's right there. You can see it right there.
Okay.
So I put it in here. I'm pretty sure I just need a class. Name it Hello World, bring it in here. See, and then I'll go back. So I'm going to use that tip that I shared today, holding down Alt before I click it, so I can keep the test on the right-hand side. And I am going to just build, see how that looks, see if it gets rid of that Hello World issue. All right, so build succeeded now. I'll run the test. Build failed now. Okay, so it's saying Hello World has no member hello, so it should have a member. So I'm going in here. Say hey, just make it say hello. But I'm also seeing that it is a function it's looking for. So I'm gonna go func, hello. I'll put a little method body to this, save it, run the test with the command U. Build failed again. On type, okay, instance member hello on type. Any suggestions of how to fix this?
It should return this string
Okay.
at least.
So I'm updating the function signature. I'm gonna do another test. It's building. Build failed. Okay. Instance member hello on type hello world. So that kind of makes me think, okay, hello is not an instance, it's gonna be a class function.
Yes.
So I can write one of two things here. I can either write static or class, and I learned that from Che last time.
Yeah.
And they mean the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I prefer to use class
Yeah.
now.
Class.
So I'm going to say class. Does anyone
Because
have any
it's a
questions
custom.
about why
Okay.
we use that class? Like any questions about this?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess for me,
Mhm.
I am used to static because of other languages,
Mhm.
and seeing the keyword class is confusing to me
Mm.
because there's also on line 3 the keyword class is used for class,
Right.
Absolutely.
but
Yeah,
that's
you can
a
do either way.
personal preference.
Yeah.
You've swayed me. I'm going to
Yeah.
change
try
it to static. Just because that class is right there, right above it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm saving that. I am going to run the test. Okay, build still failed, but it's still okay. So
that
we've got
one's
that
right.
one. So, all right. So let's see. What should I do next? It's returning something. I want to see if this passes now. I got it to build. Okay, so the build still fails. So it looks like I need to get it to completely build before I can run any tests. And the timer is there. So, O'Neill, I think you're up next. Okay, and ready, set, go.
All right, where we at? So I think I'm just gonna hard code hello world
Okay.
and go from there. See if that passes, right? And then
Okay. So
You
what do you want to
fail.
work on next? Because I think we
So,
got to get the whole thing to build
return
first.
string. So hello dot hello.
So I'm thinking we got to go down to line 13
Yep.
just to get those tests to build.
We need to get
Before
Alice in there somehow.
Alex. So we gotta. I don't know. It should take in
Another
a parameter,
Uh-huh.
right? And maybe just go with a nameless parameter, right?
Sounds
And
good.
then we could call internally name
String.
and just be a string, right? And it could be optional,
could
cause it right,
yeah, it could be yeah.
or make a string because we have to return hello world on the top one and you just default to
Yeah,
world.
we can do
Nice move.
Yeah, I've done default parameters.
Never seen it before.
And then if we have to
can't
return
do
a
that.
string, then just do
String
interpolation, string interpolation. Yeah.
Use it.
And then name. And then just go from there. See if it builds that one.
All right. Nice.
We succeeded.
Okay, so now let's run the tests. So we got it to build.
Ah, he command you. I
Yeah.
thought,
Oh,
There you go.
let's jump in here.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, I had those messages before.
Okay. All right, so it's testing now. Nice. Okay, so you did that one. So
1-3.
that's
we'll
not
shift
fair.
up to the
is it?
next. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna download the next one now from Exorcism.
Okay. Do you want to?
Yeah. let me just jump
Got
in.
it.
Okay, so let's see. I'm in here.
Yep.
I don't know if it's really helpful to show me changing up the Exorcism exercise. I don't know. You think it'd be helpful to show it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, I bypass the optional by putting in a variable
Oh,
Yeah,
did you want-
default values.
default value.
Yes.
It's helpful.
Yes.
It's very helpful because in parts of my code, I had to use default values for certain defaults, but there are some few gotchas you gotta watch out for though.
For the default values.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's listed in the guide, in the Swift program guide. Okay, one other thing is in-out parameters, you can't do that, and a few other places.
All right. I'm gonna just download the next exercise. It's been a while since I did this. Do you have it kind of in your brain of how to submit this as a solution and download the next one?
I think oh my goodness.
But you don't need to. You don't need to submit to download them.
Oh, you don't.
No, you
Okay,
dump-
just fetch.
Yeah, you fetch,
right? Okay.
Okay.
fetch, and
I just need to. I'm just gonna bring it up here so you guys can maybe
But
help
if
me
you do that,
find
you
it real
have to
quick.
Fetch the exact
Yeah, the name.
exercise.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay,
I think
so-
the next one is leap, if I'm not wrong.
Okay. So I'll just do.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll show the command line. You can just walk me through it real quick.
giga seconds.
Okay, so I'll come out of this one, and so this is my Exorcism Swift directory right now. So you're saying Exorcism, fetch,
and then
leap.
Actually,
I'm gonna track leap.
What is that?
Fetch. You want me to?
Yeah, go back to the.
Leap with a capital L, maybe?
Yeah.
No.
Actually, click on Leap. They should have like a
Oh.
copy paste
Yeah.
for the.
Nice.
Swift.
Fetch Swift. That's
Yeah.
what it was. My bad. Okay, so we're putting it in and we're fetching our new exercise. So I'm just gonna CD to it, and then Ryan, you can come.
Sure.
You do. Yes. Okay. Yeah. You have to create the
Oh yeah.
scope project.
Okay, so I'm gonna just go back. Sorry about this. There we go. I'm just copying this.
Yeah.
Moving
The
over.
package manager that generates the Xcode package. Been playing around with that a little bit. Very convenient.
Nice. Okay, and then I want to go to open leap.xcode project. Okay, Ryan, your time starts now.
Super fast.
You're in the pilot seat.
Oh shoot.
Oh,
Oh
Yeah, we
man, my
Yeah,
bad.
it's really fickle on that one.
Rookie
Me.
move.
I might need to just rejigger this a bit.
There we go.
I gotta make sure it's still streaming though.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
No worries. I'm gonna end this call and bring it back up.
you're finicky.
And I just make sure and I think we're
Yeah, it's back on. I see it.
there. We go. All right, Ryan. Time
right.
starts now.
Okay. Am I supposed to know background before starting this, or am I just
No, you're supposed to leap right into it.
Okay.
So it's got those tests, and you gotta make
Gotcha.
those tests fast.
okay?
Okay. So, I'm thinking a class name, Leap.
Yeah. Or year? Oh, it is Leap. Okay.
Within that, something year.
So I need an init with takes an int, I guess.
So which part of the test are you looking at to dictate what you're doing next?
This.
Oh, okay.
So I guess that's an int.
Yeah.
And then year that is leap year.
You do need an instant variable called leap year.
So actually year shouldn't be a class that
Yes,
we're
it's-
importing.
that's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is wrong.
Just change the class to
Because we're importing leap. So we must have another class that is year.
yeah.
So I think you just name the class year because it's important to leave as a file name.
Right.
Caveat like
Okay.
the file
Yeah,
name
that's
and
the
the
file
class
name.
should be the same, right?
Yeah.
In this case, we call
Exactly.
it year,
Okay.
and then with a
Right.
dot.
The year has to be a class because of the that's the initializer.
Uh-huh.
Is there any, just kind of feedback in the middle of it, is there any need or best practices to have the file name be the same name as a class?
Highly recommended.
Right?
Highly
Something
recommended.
Architecture is one of the main things. I know in Java is in JVM, it won't compile unless it's in the same style.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Highly recommended. You kept the file name and the class name, especially when you have large amounts of files.
Okay.
Avoid confusion.
So we'll keep that in the back of our brains for now. Let's keep it as year. This seems like what it's asking for.
So we'll just say start with
10
that.
seconds left.
And then we will have
Okay. Kenji, do you want to come next? You're good for now.
Yeah, I'm good for now.
Okay.
I'm totally lost.
Anybody else want to jump in? I'm gonna come back in here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll set this timer. Okay, starting now. Okay. So I'll take any feedback on this one. Okay, so I'm just sticking with that I want to just build it right now. I just want to see if it builds. So I'm going to save and build. Okay, build failed. Return from. Okay, so I'm going to return.
So we're not initializing this leap year, and that's what it's complaining
Yeah.
about.
Okay, so this. Okay, so this one needs to be initialized in here.
Yep.
Okay, is leap year equals, what do we want it to be? False.
Well, I guess we should calculate if it's a leap year
Yeah.
inside of here. Or
Exactly.
Okay, you want to do the calculation right here.
Yeah, makes
Okay.
more sense.
Um.
More than one
Collapse
way of
that.
doing this.
Okay, how do we find out if it's a leap year?
Every
1, 4, plus 0.
if it's divisible by 4.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Set by
do
100.
year.
Yeah. except for
Mod.
you get- it's a little
What was it?
4.
4 equals 0. That was kind of bad.
You can't do that.
Okay, suggestions. If self equals, this is going to be a Boolean or
It's a boolean. Its
Okay.
leap year is a boolean.
okay. So that makes me okay. There's the bool right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that it's different. My approach to this one was a computer property.
Yeah, I would have
But
done it. Yeah.
Is there another way? Because I don't want to want to
Let's-
do something different if possible.
Let's discuss. Yeah. I'll take suggestions. I'll type them up.
I would have done it as a computer property because you just have to or have another function to do it.
Okay, so on line 5, you would have changed this into a computed property rather than making it a var right here.
That's one approach. Or second function or another
Oh,
way
I see,
is
I see.
that's one way. Another way, but they're methods with different column. Or just say for clarity, do func is leap year, put the parameter of the year and then divide by. Actually, I would
That sounds good. to me.
actually for this one I would do the function because it could be a multi-line because the way leap year is structured.
Okay. So I'm just going to make it as a,
Yeah.
and I just return,
That'll be a bool.
this will be a Boolean.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you mind if I take this one out?
Yep.
Okay, so cut them out, and then this one as well?
Sure.
If we're going to just return the function
Yeah.
itself?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay, and then, so we want to take an
Wait.
input.
Oh, you do need
Well, you
is
need it as
wait,
a
you need that is leap year because of the
because of the test.
yeah.
Okay,
because of
so
the
we're going to be
test.
setting. Okay, I need suggestions of what to do next.
So in this case, with the initializer, you have to
Yeah, you gotta keep
call the function from within the initializer to
Oh,
set the
yeah, exactly.
the is leap
Yeah,
variable.
because all you need is the year and they compute it there.
I guess me.
Okay.
So you'll want to
Ready?
take the year as a parameter in
Exactly.
this leap year.
But you
Into
need
this,
the-
yeah, okay.
You need the year to compute the leap year, right?
So here, and then that should be an int also, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then here, you have to at least like set here, not year. This leap year. So equal.
Is there any, is anyone else feeling weird about having a var of is leap year and a function is leap year?
I would change
Change the name.
the name of the function. Yeah, you can't have the same name.
What should we change that one to?
Compute
Leap year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or you don't want to use the same name as the variable. It will cause problems.
That's nice. Okay, so you're setting it in there.
Compute leap year, but then I have to.
Knit, gotcha. Okay.
I don't know if this is correct or not, but then you have to pass the year
Yes, you get
variable, right?
Okay, so then we're passing it in.
And then this thing has to return.
Year mod
true
4.
or false.
I want to put a false for now, but then, so now we have to do the logic inside of the function, right?
Right.
Right.
And then, so what's the best way to do
You just do like
The logic.
a variable right inside of there. I'm open to anyone else's ideas as well.
Okay. First, you gotta. There's two conditions for it to be a leap year. One is it has to be divisible by 4,
But not 100.
but not 100.
Yeah.
Except when it's 400.
Put 400 too.
Yeah.
So you have 4, 100, and then 400.
Yeah.
So when you use the modulo operator, it has to equal
Yeah.
0, right?
Yeah. It's gonna be a multiple predicate thing.
Okay, so if I'm just gonna go simple if,
Yeah.
right?
Do simple
If
first. Don't.
year,
Maybe you preserve the case.
Sorry, can I do that?
It'd be easier to make it a case.
make it a case switch statement.
The switch statement?
Case this, case that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then just return the boolean after.
Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
technique I've learned. Even multiple switch statements.
You guys are, so just to verify, you guys are talking about a switch statement here.
Yes.
Okay.
Just easier that way. I would do like
Okay. So switching on the year.
Case year.
year where. Case
So
year where.
you have to go 400 first, right, from top to bottom, maybe. Is
If
that
you're
the
gonna
best
do it that
approach?
way, what you have to do is case year
Oh,
where year.
All right, Ryan, what's next?
Okay.
Alright.
Yep. The case where.
Yeah, but you gotta put the where
Starts now.
and then the condition.
Is this a condition?
I usually
variable.
don't do this for these, but
Yeah,
so where do I still use year
yeah,
in this? Where year mod 400.
yep.
I'm gonna start with just 4, I think, for simplicity's
yeah.
sake. Right.
Equals 0. And don't forget the colon after at the very end of the statement.
After the 0,
Yeah.
Right.
This is great when you're doing ranges.
Yeah.
I've been using this technique quite a bit. Yeah,
Maybe mistake.
Maybe you want case statements.
yeah, because there's
4 cases, 3 cases.
yeah.
Okay. So does this build now? No, because this.
Yep.
Because it needs to init. It's calling a method before it is initted.
So maybe set it up to false from the beginning and then just
Yeah,
change, call
Yeah.
it
exactly.
Initialize it on 5.
Yeah.
So it's complaining because it's calling the function within the init, or is it complaining because you're trying to initialize it with the return from a function? Which one?
I think that you need to, on line 5, it needs to have that initialized, that is leap year, it has to be initialized first before
Yeah.
it's going to be used within the init.
Yeah.
So if you don't do this, you can call the super init first,
Yeah.
right?
Then the super init, yeah.
Because then it will. I don't really quite understand all of that, but
That's
that's
for-
what I've done.
Okay.
So, anyways, we can keep plowing through. So, I should be able to at least build this and run the test, right?
Those
So
succeeded.
Testing.
Of course, you're gonna have to add
Okay.
test field because you have to do a few more pieces.
You gotta get the 100 one in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Case year where year 100 equals 0.
That'll be false.
It's false.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I do.
The last one's gonna fail because it's
This is a multiple. This is a multiple predicate.
Okay, I'll take suggestions. What should I type
one more
next?
case in front of the first one, which is gonna be the
Case here? Another
Yeah.
case here?
Yep.
Case.
year where year is 400.
0?
0.
And we're
And
returning.
then return true.
Okay, saving, testing.
Yay!
All right,
The
on to the
third
next. Let's go on to the next. So we got 9 minutes. Shall we just keep going with it for 9 minutes? If we can do one more.
Or
Sure.
could we talk about
Yeah,
the-
absolutely,
the
absolutely.
super init? Because
Sure.
initializers actually kind of confuse me still
Okay.
in Swift.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
sounds good.
Initializers. The super init is really used if you have if it's subclass.
Yeah.
So would super init actually, like, because this has no superclass.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense.
If instead of is leap year, like if we didn't initialize that to false.
Do you want to hop on? You can just kind
Yeah,
of
sure.
direct.
I don't. Yeah.
Just curious if this would work.
Okay.
So
I know there was an error. Yeah, you can't use super init in this case because. Yeah. Wait. Build. Oh, yeah. You gotta initialize the stored properties.
Yeah.
So it would
That's
fail
what it's
either way.
complaining about.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because all the.
Just curious
No, I don't. That's
what
gonna
that would
work.
say.
Because
Yeah, because there's
Yeah.
no super.
Yeah, no super class.
because
So
there's
all
no
it is
super
just
cut.
initializing that.
Yeah. That's it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did that answer your question? Do you have like another question following that now?
No, not immediately.
Because the super is only used if that class inherits from a base class, but it's
Uh-huh.
not. So
So the base class would have to include leap year, is that what you're saying?
It's leap year.
yeah, leap year.
Line
Right.
5, line 5.
Yeah, line 5. But that's just a very
Yeah, sure.
okay.
All right. Carry on. Move to the
Okay.
next one if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we got 7 minutes. You want to just dive into it, see if we can do it?
Sure.
Okay.
What is that gigasecond you were telling me?
I think that's the third, that's the next one up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna just close this down. I'll try to do this really quickly. This is the one we just did. Okay, so I'm gonna go over to available exercises, go into gigasecond, find the fetch, switch over to terminal, get out of this one, and then pop it in there. And then I want to do a, am I building the project from here or do I have to go in? Okay. And then I just want to do completion. Where is the build? There we go. Okay, and then I want to open gig. There we go. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start the timer on this one then. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going full screen. I want to look at the test to tell me what to do. Okay. All right, so date timestamps. Starting equal gigasecond. I also noticed when I saw this that there's like a framework in here or something. Gigasecond framework. Does that sound familiar to anyone? Never heard of that. Okay, so I'm just gonna save, build. Build succeeded. Another test. Okay. Any leads on this one? Anyone have anything that they want to start out on this one?
What's in the? This is a framework, right?
Uh-huh.
Obviously, you're gonna have to import the class.
Oh, okay.
Like import
Gigasecond, yeah.
Okay, so right here, right? Or you
Yeah,
mean in the
figure out
class?
what kind of methods, what kind of functions it has.
Okay, so I want to click into gigasecond
Yeah.
with command click. See what it looks like. Whoa. Not really sure what that is. But I'll click into that. Oh, it's nothing. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, you gotta build it yourself then. Okay.
Okay.
So
I'm unclear on what that means.
Put in the solution, like
Okay.
import gigasecond,
Okay. Okay.
and
Building.
then just maybe I don't know, we have to build up a class.
Do we want to look at what that it's ignoring import. Okay. So it's already in here.
Okay.
I think it's already part of the file structure.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
It's already done.
okay.
Need it.
Any other suggestions?
A class?
Yeah,
Is it
sure.
like
Create a class named Gigasecond. Okay.
I guess so. 'Cause
Right.
that.
What were you
Yeah,
saying?
I guess I don't know if that testable import is importing the file or if it's importing.
Oh, it's actually going to be this one. So the name of this file is going to be Gigasecond.
So
Okay,
where
so-
else is gigasecond import? Oh, because it's the framework. there.
Yeah, right here, this one.
Gotcha.
Okay, it's part of
Ah,
it.
that
Okay,
that kind of throws me. I'm not really sure
Yeah.
what that is.
Okay.
Okay, so build. Let's see what that does. Build succeeded. Still don't have a read on this.
Okay, this one.
From.
Okay, this one's a little tricky because you gotta. That's the timestamp, right?
Right.
Oh, this one's a little trickier because
What is it? So what's the first test doing? What is test one doing? It's creating an instance of Gigasecond.
that's your start time
Okay. From, and then getting a description.
to that time, from 2011 to 2043.
so it's had
Oh, that's my time.
a billion seconds
Yeah.
and then
We can extend this for maybe 10 minutes if you guys are open to it. If you
Sure.
want to.
Be awesome. It's the one I'm stuck
Everyone
at.
gets a chance to jump in.
Okay, so
Oh,
but then it takes a from, right? So
Yeah,
that will
from.
be so I have to initialize, right?
Right.
But then what? See, the part that's confusing. Using that from, and that's not like a variable. It's like looks like if it was calling a function, right? But
Yeah.
So was it a class method? Gigasecond from?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I can.
It's being called on the class itself.
Okay, so make it like a
Yeah, I can see why
So-
you had trouble with this one.
Yeah.
static, right?
Yeah.
And then call it what? From or
I have no idea.
This is what you call a failable
I mean, I guess you could.
initializer.
Just call it from. Failable initializer.
Yeah, because of the option, the
Okay.
Yeah.
you have an
Question
option
mark
at
on
the
it.
end, right? So
Yeah.
how do you deal with that?
this one's a little trickier than expected.
Yeah.
And
One, you're converting a string to a date, adding a billion seconds, and then
okay,
returning
I think
another
what you
one.
need- yeah, what you need is the NS date in this one.
Should we import
The date.
foundation then? Are we
Yeah,
importing
this is
foundation?
definitely inside here. You're gonna have to import foundation.
There we go, and it comes full circle.
Because I think there's a function in date that will convert that to a huge. Those timestamps are really giant, floating double precision.
Okay. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
you need that.
Time from like 1979 or something like
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah, and then to that, and you convert it, and then you subtract it.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
so what do we do? Do we set up
Really
like a initial variable, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
That had to
date.
be the date, and there are some conversion.
It's
Okay,
a
got it.
string. Would that be an optional,
Um,
or in this case? And then you have to set. So date, right? And does that mean do I have to take in date here? I completely wrong about this, right?
okay, so we're going with it. Self that date equals, and then we're gonna do some kind of. Are we doing a
Date.
conversion there on line 10? Is that what we're interested in doing, or you're setting date with?
No, you also have to. It's not
Oh,
a
okay, I
date
see what you're
is-
doing.
Date is not string. It's the date class.
So make it a date class, NS
Yeah,
date.
yeah, it is really an NS date.
Okay, so that's what's gonna be. I get it now. I get it.
Yeah, because the times that's our timestamp, right?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta convert that string into an actual date
But
variable.
9 is gonna still be date, right? That it's taking in,
Yeah,
or is it?
So
Yeah.
Swift doesn't have a natural date function.
that's one of the functions that it bridges to the
Okay,
foundation.
So it doesn't have a natural I'm
Yeah.
not saying it needed some data.
That's why I ran into an issue when I was trying to get a random number on Linux running Swift, and you can't easily get a random number. You have to import, I forget what. But
Yeah, they're
Actually,
working on that. We're
Yeah,
working on
right.
that.
Actually, I saw something like that.
So where does
Okay. Yeah, there are some differences, but like I said, for random, I found there's a way of doing it. Wait, actually, you can use what you could do. Remember, Swift can also interface with C libraries.
oh, right.
Yeah, that's a topic that.
All right, Ryan, how's it going?
So I'm kind of at a loss as to what direction we're going in with this, considering we do need to have something that has from with that takes a
Yeah.
string,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
would we need another initializer that has that would end up calling this? Is that what we're getting
That's
at?
one way of doing it, or it could say from label. Yeah, this one's a tricky
If
one
we
because
if we put this label in, then this would have to take a string, correct?
Right, that was my kind of.
string.
So
Yeah, so a 9
Oh
is
yeah,
the
yeah. You get a from
string.
string.
Yeah.
But the parameter is
So-
string, but you can convert that string to a
Right.
date.
Within the method.
Yeah,
But we could
within the
put it
initializer,
outside.
yeah. Exactly.
And
From
that's gonna be
date-
string.
Yeah, string.
This is
But
the
you're gonna
unit
convert that string into a date.
Yeah. So in between lines 9 and 10, we got to create something that does the conversion.
Yeah. That's the tricky part.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, I think
Okay,
that's-
date.
Well, they have to do it as, right?
Yeah.
This,
This is now the first big challenge of the
so does we could just say
Date
Yeah.
equals NS date. You gotta use the initializer.
dot in it.
what if you do self.date equals date as and
Yeah,
date
exactly. You have to do that conversion. You have to do that cast because they don't do
Casting,
implicit.
yeah, that's-
You get a bridge, but it's not implicit. Yeah, that's a.
How's your time?
so
We're gonna leave.
so string can go as an estate. Is that what you're saying?
like I don't know if that will work like
Oh, I see what
and
you're.
as date, yeah.
So that's like a cast.
Cast, yeah.
I don't. Is that cast gonna work?
I don't know.
Conversion from that.
Yeah, this one's a tricky one that requires
I guess that works.
Oh,
They would
it's-
have complained about that, right?
Can you make it
Yeah.
variable?
Yeah.
We
Instead
could.
of like- instead of constant?
Well, it's
Oh, it's fine. It's just giving you a warning. On
Yeah.
This kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, with that orange thing.
okay. So
And then.
we want to convert this,
Yeah, I have to use that. I know.
or we want to add the gigasecond, right?
It's really.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, this one's surprisingly challenging.
So we need to say what a gigasecond is, and then we need to add it to it.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, so let's just go for maybe another, like, 5 minutes. How's that sound? Okay.
Yep.
So a gigasecond would be another NS state, or no? A gigasecond would be an integer that we would add to the NS state,
Okay.
correct?
Yeah.
Wait, could you add it directly
I'm not sure.
on end state? Because I know Ruby you can do like time and just assign it to a variable and then you just add. So one of the things that on the README they took this from Chris Pine Learn Program book.
Yeah.
And they have it's kind of the same exercise, but obviously it's on for Ruby.
Right.
So you have to approach it differently.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you could add straight like a billion
To the NS state.
to an estate and will convert the
Okay,
date.
let me check. Let me.
And it
Yeah,
depends
let
on
me check
what NS
what
state.
the because I know I've been using that date and I know there's conversion.
Okay.
Okay.
We want to just start stubbing out some like comments.
Yeah, stuffing out comments.
Okay. What do you want to do next on this one? Just add something. What do we want to do?
Let's declare gigasecond.
Okay.
So then we know what we're adding to an estate.
Exactly.
And then add it to NS state.
Yeah.
Okay. And then return. Oh, no, we don't have to return it to init. Shit. Sorry about that. Okay. Did I collapse that code? There we
And we basically return that
go. Okay.
new NS date that is
This one.
the new NS date that has a gigasecond.
Okay.
That's a gigasecond later.
So we're going to be returning inside of this init.
Oh, no, I guess not.
Well, we still have that dot description, right? But it's not calling. Would that be a? That would be a variable, right?
Description.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. Like it's within like some kind of other class.
Yeah,
The dot description.
yeah.
What is it? Is it
All types have the description.
okay? So it's in there already, right?
Yeah.
But then we need to implement it.
We probably would need to override it.
Okay. Okay. So how about we write another function to override it? So we're
Since it's
thinking
a
of-
property, you could just have var description, I guess.
okay.
That would be a string.
Okay. And then do we want to set it in here as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just say
It
set
gets,
description.
it gets set after we
Oh,
get that
from
date, the new date.
Any leads on that, Che?
Okay.
It's just,
You
end
can
state.
say date as equals NS date, the initializer.
On what line? Right here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my time.
Okay.
All right, you're up. Pretty good. So this will take us to the end, and then how about I post this up? On
Yeah.
the-
Yeah, this is a little trickier because you gotta know
Okay.
two things
Starts
about
now.
the.
Okay. So where we're going from here? Said
Said, let's say date equals NS. If you call it date, you say date equals NS date with a parentheses. You can initialize it now. just
Okay.
checking What kind of?
equal and state. Right, but then since initializing, right, that have to be self. Right?
That, yeah. It has to be self.
Yeah.
Self date equal and state, but then we have to take the variable that's getting passed on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could use
Which
that.
that's what
Yeah.
you're trying to do
Yeah.
it earlier, right?
Yeah, that's what
But
I
they're still complaining
typed
about it.
first. Because it doesn't have it doesn't take a string parameter. We'd
I'm looking at the various.
Code completion.
Did anybody hear about Dash? It's like an offline API thing. Just take a look at that right now for NSDate.
That's
talking
yeah.
about
That's mentioned that it's back on the App Store or
Yeah.
something. I guess Apple took it off or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's back.
It's back.
Okay.
Okay.
Dash is the API like a record keeper.
Yeah.
The documentation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I use that.
Let's see, NSDate.
Did they take it off the App Store?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the.
Oh, is
deal
it
was.
back
I just
on?
saw- Yeah, it's back on now.
Probably some issue. And then you can always appeal.
Just
I used
comparing
to use
dates.
it religiously last year.
Just to have it like on a second monitor.
I'm gonna try monitor 7.
Oh, nice.
Overkill.
I know this one is deprecated. It might,
Deprecated.
but it should still work, right? That I don't know. That's the closest thing, at least on this section, creating initializing date objects.
Time interval since reference date. Oh, I see. Yeah, this is a little different. Has a different time interval. I have to look at that.
What would we like? I don't think that's gonna work, but
It's a valiant effort.
maybe.
All right, good meetup. So next week, June 1st, Adam Smith is going to be giving the talk on core data, not to be missed.
Okay.
Just check it out. Thanks for being here.
Sure. Oh, by the way, the time interval is a double. It's a double. So